Mary George joins us now. She lives in Tampa, Florida, one of the cities hammered by Ian. Mary, describe what you've been experiencing there over the past several hours.
Hi. It's whenever you have a hurricane come, you think you know what to expect, but then you're always surprised at the loud noises and the scariness every time it comes around. We have been hearing a lot of loud noises, a lot of heavy rain. It mostly comes in surges, so sometimes the surges are so strong that it sounds like a freight train. We're watching TV. We've had power, fortunately, today, and we're watching TV. We're just kind of looking at the poor folks in Naples, where the eye hit, and Cape Coral. The flood surge was several feet there. Your heart goes out to them. You say your prayers for them because you know the cleanup will be difficult and emotional.
Mary, explain why you decided to stay there at home and ride out the storm despite pleas to evacuate. We know in the days ahead of this, there was a lot of speculation that Tampa would be taking a direct hit. Now we know it is a little bit south, but you are obviously experiencing some of the effects. But walk us through the decision to stay and not evacuate.
Well, you look around the neighborhood. We kind of did a neighborhood walk. We walked around. We were trying to find out who was going to stay, who was going to leave. And a lot of times we want to know if there are older people, where the children are, who's going to be sticking around. A lot of people did go away. Personally, I've been through a lot of storms, and especially living in Tampa and coming from Miami, been through some bad storms. And so we have hurricane shutters. We know how to prepare for the storm. And we figured as long as this storm was not a direct hit on Tampa, let's say a 4 or a 5, we could probably stay in our house, which is a pretty sturdy block house, and that we would probably be able to remain in the house and be safe.
What else did you guys do to prepare ahead of this storm? You said you had the storm shutters. You've lived through many hurricanes. Was it a matter of going out and getting supplies, making sure you had a generator? What have you done to be sure that if the storm hits, that you could make it through?
One of the things, if you're not taking a direct hit and you choose to stay, being in a block house is really great. We went outside, we tied up furniture, we removed all the objects outside that could go flying because you know that you get tropical storm force winds first and then everything starts to go flying. But if you have a wooden fence or you have loose things around the house, when the winds get double that, say 90, 100 miles an hour, if you're really getting those heavy-duty rain bands and heavy wind bands, you can get gusts easily that could exceed that. And so you have to just be careful that those things don't come loose and hit other people's property or houses, and everything that you hear about the electrical lines and making sure that your trees are trimmed back. We've done all of that, and just tried to keep it as safe as possible around the house. We see outside right now, and we've been outside just kind of on the front porch just watching when the bands would go through, and then all of a sudden we feel fine, and there's tree debris everywhere. There is some flooding in the street. If the rains get any worse, I'm sure that flooding will be worse. We've seen that before. But one of the things that always surprises you when a big wind gust comes out of nowhere and just kind of sends you running back into your house, because it can be pretty scary.
So, Mary, it'll get dark there very soon. What are you most concerned about, and how late will you stay up? How long will you monitor the storm? What are you sensing as far as when some of this will ease?
Well, we're pretty well stocked here with food, probably like most people, food and water and the things that we need like that. It does get loud outside. It is loud outside. I'm in a room where I can hear, trees banging against the window and the wind gusts howling out there. It can make you very anxious, so I don't know if anybody's really going to sleep anytime soon. And if the winds pick up like they look to be doing on the radar, it does kind of keep you up. And, my main concern is the people that have gotten the worst of this storm, the loss of life potentially that we don't even know about, the loss of property for people who are really going to get hit hard. And again, what's going to happen for those folks that are getting hit by a very severe flood surge. We are about 14 feet up, and so we're not going to be suffering from that. But you could see the cars underwater in Naples and other areas around that region, and your heart just goes out for these folks. So I hope and pray that there is not a great loss of life. You can always replace property. No one likes to lose that, but hopefully people sheltered in place and they were safe when these surges came through.
All right. Mary, George, we hope that you and your family are safe. Thank you so much for joining us from Tampa, Florida. Take care.
Thank you.